Since we had a Republican debate, and tonight it's time for another showdown. This time, just a few blocks from the place the candidates hope soon to call home, the White House. And get ready, because tonight's subject is national security and foreign policy. None of the candidates' strongest suit. And given past performances, we're taking bets as to who makes our jaw drop first.
Okay, Libya. No, that's a different one.
Maximum covert operations to block and disrupt the Iranian program. All of it covertly, all of it deniable.
If we elect Mitt Romney, if you elect me as the next president, they will not have a nuclear weapon.
I was in Greece in early June and took some flack from the press for going on a trip. But it was actually very helpful to be in Greece in early June.
If you look at China, they don't have food stamps. They don't have the modern welfare state, and China's growing.
What other countries besides China?
You know, I would say, I don't know whether Venezuela's getting any money or not.
Well, one candidate who won't be making any debate gaffes is Governor Buddy Roemer, because he's unfortunately not participating this evening. But Governor Roemer does join us now from Washington. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you, Martin. Good to be with you again.
What has been your overall reaction, honestly, Governor, to the foreign policy credentials of this field, from the pizza man Herman Cain to Rick Perry?
Weak. It frankly doesn't match up to Obama's foreign policy. You know, I don't give our president high grades, but better grades than I've heard from my colleagues. I don't think most of them have actually been to China. I don't think most of them would stop products made elsewhere with Iranian oil from coming into America. I don't think most of them address the bear in the room. That's addiction to Saudi Arabian oil. I don't think most of them have taken a stand on nuclear non-proliferation except to send our army somewhere. Ridiculous.
That's a fairly comprehensive condemnation of their credentials. Now, although this field of candidates will criticise the president for everything, I'm sure including his choice of footwear this evening, the truth is that in the field of foreign policy, as you just said, he has led the nation with a degree of success. Do you, sir, acknowledge that the capture and killing of bin Laden, of al-Awlaki, alongside the measured support for Libya, that all of these actions have been to President Obama's credit?
They are. He stands on the back of a lot of effort of a lot of women and men who came before him. Let's be fair about this. But I don't think he's made any major or disastrous gaffes. I think he's tried to pick up knowledge as he goes along. I thought his Libya foray was a disaster at first. I was very skeptical. But it worked out fairly well and might be a pattern for any future entanglements. I believe this, Martin. I believe we're addicted to foreign oil, and the president has not addressed that for 1 second, and it's a mistake. And number two, I think he joins Bill Clinton and George W. Bush of being too little, too late, too slow on nuclear proliferation with Iran. I expect action and a plan, Martin, and you haven't heard one, and I haven't heard one either.
Well, what we have heard, sir, is that one of your fellow candidates, Rick Perry, would like to dig for more oil wherever it exists in America.
Well, I think he's on to something. I would emphasize natural gas. Natural gas has 20% of the carbon footprint of oil. We have a 350-year supply of natural gas. I mean, my state, we cleaned up drilling 25 years ago for natural gas. It can be done. Heck, I got the Sierra Club Award as an environmentalist for the work that we did. We ought to be energy independent, Martin. Let me take it a little bit different direction. We're sending $600 billion a year on a trade imbalance overseas for foreign oil. I'd rather have a partnership with Canada and Mexico. No tariffs there. I would tariff foreign oil except Canada and Mexico. I would drill for natural gas wherever it's found. I would supply manufacturing plants with affordable energy independence.
So would you therefore
Sure.
support the Keystone Pipeline?
I do.
You do?
I mean, I think we need
Notwithstanding what we know about the potential damage to the environment,
No, I would be very careful about that, Martin. But you ask me. I come down on the side of action here. Maybe I favor independence more than you do. I am a freedom-loving person, and I think it's a disgrace that we owe all the foreign nations in the Middle East homage for their oil. I would stop it. It is corrupting our foreign policy, Martin.
You know, sir, something else that you've made a big issue of is getting cash out of politics, something that you say corrupts our political process.
Yes.
I wish you luck with that. But what was your reaction? What was your reaction when you learned, for example, that Newt Gingrich banked almost $2 million from services to Freddie Mac?
Well, I was surprised.
You were surprised? Is that all?
I was dismayed. I mean, to pick on Newt a second. I mean, to be in bed with the size of government, with two agencies that ought to be disbanded, Martin. Let me say it again. They ought to be disbanded. We have spent $180 billion of the taxpayers' money, and there's no solution in sight. Disband them.
Governor Buddy Roemer, comprehensive and clear in your points. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, sir.
Thanks, Martin.